My coworker sabotaged me in order to make herself look better for a promotion, so I did everything I could to help her out. We are now the only fast food place to have a security camera in the freezer. Lucy had convinced me to work with her at our local burger place on the weekends and after school by promising that the pay was great and that I would have so much fun. I only knew her from sharing a biology class, and the one time we did a project together. She seemed nice, so I thought, why not? It turned out that Lucy got me to apply only so that she could get a referral bonus. She completely ghosted me after my first day. I was annoyed, but needed the job. Prom was coming up, and I had my eye on the perfect dress, so I worked hard, and our manager took notice. He pulled me to the side one night at closing. I wanted to tell you that you're doing great. You know, Candace will be leaving soon, so we'll need a new assistant manager. If you keep this up, it could be you. I was excited at the thought of the promotion, but little did I know that Lucy overheard our conversation. The next day was Saturday, which meant that we were all working all day, lovingly nicknamed the Devil's Double. I yawned as I entered the building, but was jerked awake at the sight of the manager staring me down with his arms crossed. I waved awkwardly. Hey, Mr. Nelson. What's up? Were you in charge of the sauce station last night? Yeah? Then care to explain this? I looked to where he was pointing and saw that the sauce station I had meticulously cleaned was now the site of a condiment crime scene. I stared at it confused, and Mr. Nelson shook his head. No leaving again without completing your closing work, understood? But I didn't know what to say. I knew for sure I had cleaned it, but what was the point of arguing when the physical evidence was right there? The day continued to get worse. I would restock the straws one minute and then the next, get told that the straw holder was still empty. I would clean up a spill, and then Mr. Nelson would ask me why there was still fruit punch all over the floor. The worst was when I would see a tray with an order numbered 23, call out that number, and then minutes after the customer picked up their food, they stormed back to the counter and shouted, "Idiot!" at me for handing them the wrong food. I was shaking and needed some fresh air, but the back door was already propped open, and I could hear Lucy talking on the phone. Oh, that promotion is mine. If I'm lucky, I might even get her fired and then bring on someone else for another bonus. I had never been in a fight before, but I was ready to try one out as I listened to her cackling. Thankfully, I refrained myself from throwing open the door and swinging. Instead, I remembered some old advice my grandmother told me. Be as kind as you can to those who try to do you dirty, and you'll get a front row seat when they slip up. I pushed open the door calmly. Hey, Lucy. I stood there smiling as she stuttered out some excuse as to what she was talking about. I continued smiling and shrugged. Not sure why you're so stressed. Maybe you need some time off of work? From then on, I was sure to be as helpful and kind as possible, to the point where I was watching Lucy slowly go insane. I would sneak up behind her to hand her the exact kitchen utensil she was looking for, making her jump. While she was close by, I would overly compliment her dedication to hard work, to coworkers and customers. But what made her squirm the most was when she would glance over at me and see me staring back at her, continuously smiling. Once I had finally gotten to her, she confronted me in the freezer. What the heck is wrong with you, freak? What you talking about, Lucy Lou? I'm talking about you being an overly nice little shetty. What are you trying to pull? I don't know what you're talking about. I stepped forward as if I were going to squeeze past her in the narrow freezer, and as I do, I whisper, you really think you're getting the promotion, butch? As I expected, it was enough for her to push me back, and I fell hard into a box of fries, causing some butter packets to fall on me. What Lucy didn't know was that Mr. Nelson was right outside the freezer. Hey, I heard something fall. He looked between me on the freezer floor, covered in butter packets, and Lucy standing next to me with a fist raised. Lucy was fired for assaulting a coworker, and a week later, I was promoted.